It's finally here, the day President Trump's tariff plans are set to be unveiled. And with the Trump administration's sort of tight lip around the subject's key details, people like you at home have some questions. That's why Scripps News Group's Joe St. George is joining us live from Washington to bring some of those answers home to you. Good morning, Joe. Thanks for joining us on this very busy day. I think the big question on everybody's minds when it comes to this is how soon can we actually expect to see an impact on what comes out of our pockets?
Well, I think it depends on what you're looking at, right? I mean, there are some products that are imported daily and sold quite quickly after crossing the border. There are others, for instance, a car that's been imported from another country and may be sitting in the back corner of a car dealership for several weeks or months. That's going to have a very different impact here. One thing is clear, though. The universally accepted economic philosophy on this one is that the cost is going to be passed along, at least portions of it, to all of us. That a business like Walmart will pay the tariff and then just raise the baseline price when they post their prices in store or online. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share with you what the White House is saying on that. They don't believe that inflation is going to happen. They resist that economic theory. They truly believe that countries are going to eat some of the costs of these related tariffs if they want to be competitive in the very valuable market that is the United States. You said at the top there, Taylor, I wish I had more details, right? I mean, we're just hours away from the president's announcement. He's going to be making this at 4 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Central time today. The White House has kept a lot of these details closely guarded. We don't know how many countries are going to be impacted. We don't know what rates we're going to be seeing here. But there's a possibility, and Wall Street's certainly bracing for it, is for a full-on global trade war. I mean, every continent could be impacted by this. We could be talking about the biggest tariff policies since President McKinley. We're going back way in the history books in order to find a president who's enacted tariffs like this. Again, all of this is being done in the name of balancing out the trade sheet. The president has said that he thinks other countries have taken advantage of the United States for too long. He wants manufacturing and car plants to return to the United States. He's tired of seeing it being built in places like Mexico. But again, there's a short-term cost here. Louisiana's own, right? Speaker Mike Johnson was asked about the possible cost to Americans, and he told reporters yesterday that Americans need to trust President Trump's instincts when it comes to the American economy. So we'll wait for the formal announcement, Taylor. It'll happen at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Interesting timing. It'll happen basically after the markets have closed, so we won't get that instant reaction from Wall Street, but that reaction will certainly come.
Got it, Joe. Thank you. And while I've got you on the hook here, I wanted to ask, in recent news, Governor Landry and President Trump partnering to bring a Hyundai plant to Ascension Parish, Donaldsonville, here in Louisiana. Now, people are wondering if this will help ease any potential woes that come with the tariff plan to be unveiled. Do we know anything about this from where you're standing?
Well, remember, if a car's made and assembled and built in the United States, it's not going to be tariffed. And the president is making that abundantly clear, and he will do so today in his speech in the Rose Garden. Building plants in the U.S. is precisely why the president wants to put this tariff policy in place. He thinks it's going to make a CEO think twice about putting a plant, let's say, in Mexico or Canada going forward. Of course, you can't build a plant right away, and there's a short-term cost on all of this. We'll see how much prices rise or don't rise, depending on who you believe, in the coming weeks and months.
All right, Joe, I want to thank you so much for joining us once again on this very busy day for you. We'll be checking in later on to hear how things go as those developments come in.